Yes, sirree, baby. Okay, that's cool. That look good. Let's see what we got here. All right. Yes, sir. How we doing, family? Peace, love, prosperity, heavenly awakening, divine rising, and blissfulness to all your family, to all your loved ones, to all the people that you have lost. And thank you for tuning in to another live. It's your boy, Divine Messenger, and we're back with another message. And understand, as we get into this, we're just going to get right into this, basically, because we had no time to waste, because we need more teachings to get done. As a matter of fact, let me go and make sure, too, my phone don't even overheat, even though I don't think it will. But shit, let me go ahead and put this in the shade so we can prevent. Oh, shit. Yeah, we can prevent. What's up, Reflection? How we doing? Reflection, how we doing? I'm about to move this phone out the sun because, you know, technology overheats. So let me go and, hold on. Okay. All right, we should be good right there. Sir, how's everybody doing? Peace, love, tranquility, heavenly risings, and divinity to you and your family. So yes, you know, it's another day out in nature, going live, and we're here to help somebody grow their consciousness beyond the enlightenment that they haven't reached before. Or the enlightenment, I ain't gonna say that because that kind of contradicts your ideologies. Greetings from the Dominican Republic. Yoinel Victoria, I appreciate you. And what's crazy, Dominican Republic is actually beautiful. If you've never been there, actually travel and go there. Dominican Republic is, I'm going there again for sure. So with this teaching, but how are we doing, everybody? So with this teaching, we have the rise and the fall of Atlantis. Not knowing Atlantis is consciousness. So right here I have homework as well. But even still, we also have way more homework on the iPad as well. So we got so much knowledge. I think we got, what, 3 or 4 teachings for today, literally in one teaching. How is that possible? So you will damn near learn probably at least one thing new. You'll learn one thing new today. John Moran, how you doing? I appreciate you. This message is held for review. View message. What's the message? Are you... What? Yo, you're asking shit like that? You're weird. Yeah, you're weird as fuck. Get up out of here. What the fuck was that? You're asking questions like that? Nah, don't talk about for 60 seconds. Hell no. Asking some weird ass shit like that? Come on, bro. You're like, you need to get the fuck up out of here ASAP. That was wild to even ask, weirdo. Thank you, my brother, listening from New Jersey on my work grind. Blessings. I appreciate you. How you doing? And what's crazy, even though whoever's working, think of this like a podcast, you know. You at least learn something new about yourself. So I appreciate you. And love from Atlanta, you know. So, but yeah, let's go into this teaching. If I don't respond to your comment during the teaching, I apologize. I'm just trying to get through this shit so I can at least help you, and then so I can get more teachings as well. Because, you know, we post on YouTube daily, but sometimes I won't be posting on YouTube. But just know I'm here to help you, guide you through this process called enlightenment or consciousness in this simulation that we live in. So let's get right into this. Oh yeah, make sure you like, comment, subscribe if you enjoy these videos, and share it too. Share it with your mom, your dad, your grandpa, your grandmother, your sister, whatever the case may be. So with 10,800 BC, so before consciousness, and we gotta understand too with timelines, you hear the birds, confirmation, alignment. So even still, I don't believe in timelines. So even before that, we've been, so the thing is too, I seen something, and Atlantis is a rabbit hole. Slow down, God, I'm just checking in. How you doing? It's only the beginning, so you're good. We're actually at the beginning stage of Atlantis. Islam is the truth and the only way. Worship God alone, the same God Jesus worship. So you basically just said Satanism is the truth through Islam and the only way. So Satanism is the only way according to you. Then you said worship Satan. You didn't say worship Almighty God. You said Satan by putting a capital G to it. Alone, the same Satan that Satan worshiped by calling it Jesus. Wow. So yeah. Anyways, that was ignorant. So with Atlantis and timelines, these things back then to us, they didn't exist because we were already in the current moment. So we were always in tune with ourselves on an intuitive aspect currently. So we were always in the moment. We were always worrying about the now. So as we were doing that, we were already building our civilizations. We built our cities. So we built our system. We built our simulation underwater and on the surface as well. So because of that, the end of days for Atlantis existed for thousands of years because we always thought to ourselves, not even that, we manifested things to come and destroy our enlightenment. That's not going to help you by changing my words. We could have a dialogue, but doing hate speech won't help you. And then people call their own ignorance hate speech. It's like, and that's not going to help you. What's crazy, your name is Nader Zal. It's called discernment. If you don't know what it is, I apologize to your own ignorance, but you fell for debate. Just because you pray, just because you worship Satan doesn't mean that you're right or wrong. Either way it goes, get your Satanist practices out of here. We don't worship Satan over here by calling it Islam, and you're still calling God a title. They can still call God God. You're mocking your own creator. You don't even know your own creator's name. What the fuck is you talking about? So anyways, after this happened, this began of the migration with indigenous people of North and South America. So once this happened, we were already able to migrate ourselves from different landmarks beyond our own comprehension. So we were already able to be in North America, Canada, Africa, South America. Hold on, let me go ahead and just get rid of the sentience, because it's like, you sentients are so weird. Like, you sentients are weird. Like, the way y'all project Satan onto other people is just like, it's blasphemy. That's true blasphemy right there. Stop doing that shit. That's exactly why people in society are ignorant right now, because you guys are so fixated on worshiping Satan by calling it Jesus Christ. It's like, are we ever gonna wake up from Satan's enlightenment? Guess not. So once that happened, we were able to migrate from all different landmarks because we knew that we were able to bring our different manifestations and affirmations into fruition. So we were already had the future in the current moment right now. So because of that, we were able to be on the surface and underwater. So we were able to sit there and go beyond enlightenment. So as we did that, we then went to ourselves and we went to different colonies that we migrated to. And this happened from west to east, and it created them in the Bahamas and within Cuba. Seems like everyone is confused. Yeah, we're all going to be confused. As soon as we came down here, our ego was going to, or actually our subconscious mind and our ego were going to be confused with what is going on, because there is no truth or a fiction to this reality. But your spirit knows everything. Your spirit knows the truth, but you had to have a spiritual awakening. So that's kind of ironic coming from a confused person. Not saying you're confused, but if you are confused in life, then that means that you have no idea what route you're walking towards or walking into. So if you are confused in life, then that shows your ignorance to your own blissfulness. Because there's no way God should be confusing his own and her and his and her simulation that we created through our subconscious mind. How are you confusing your own? How are you confusing your mind? Your mind creates all. You can't be confused. There's no way. But you're not wrong for saying that. We had ice shells from the north. Once these ice shells happened, they were able to move. They were able to move. Not only that, they were able to sit there. And on top of that, too, we had different wars going on. So not only that, we had different demonic possessions and different fallen angels and entities that were able to sit there and watch us since the beginning of time. So by them watching us, there were different ice shells that stacked themselves up. And as they stacked themselves up, they went from the land into the water. So they created different walls around our enlightenment. So these walls are already being placed by higher enlightenments. I appreciate you. I appreciate you as well. Thank you for tuning in. Once this happened, these ice walls did their own exact thing, because ice walls are consciousness. So people can say that our ancestors died in these ice shells, or they're actually giants that are captivated or frozen in ice shells. You can say that as well, because we actually were a giant, and we still are giants in this simulation. Because this pine cone, for example, if you pick up a pine cone, you are a giant. You are a pine, from a pine cone's enlightenment. This pine cone would be like, oh, damn, a giant just picked me up. That's how tall we are. So it doesn't matter if you're 4'5". If you pick up this pine cone, you are still a giant. So what is a giant? What is a Nephilim when you are one? So by that happening, Bahamas and Cuba were pieces of, actually not even were, but they are pieces of Atlantis and what they used to be. So if you go look at Miami, Cuba, Bahamas, all these different islands that these beings take people to. So, you know, like child trafficking, sex trafficking, all that shit. These beings take these people to these split off landmarks because they know, like they have known this shit beyond 10,000 BC. So before consciousness, a timeline, they were already able to profit. So, cause this shit is, it's like, this rabbit hole gets so deep, bro. It's like you have to, after this video, you have to actually meditate on everything I'm saying to you, because it won't make sense right now. But if you give yourself days and days to actually know what spirit is saying to you, you'll understand how fucked up these entities did our subconscious mind. So in 10,000 800 BC. Actually, before that too. Fuck a timeline. So before consciousness even existed, these beings already knew what their plan was. They said to themselves, okay, we had these experimenters. Now, actually, no, we had these experiments because we are the experimenters. Not only that, they were experimenters created by experiments as well. Question: what makes Islam, Jesus, etc. Satan? Is it because they have you worship an entity outside of yourself? Exactly, my brother. Exactly. So that's a great question too. And thank you. And that's the thing right there. When it comes to these teachings, if you have a question, ask it, because I will never challenge your question. But don't come in here just saying ignorance because you still haven't learned it. But thank you. Wishing in Morocco. So it makes Islam, Jesus, etc. Satan. So with that, and we can have a whole lot about Islam as well. But so religion in general is made from Satanists or atheists. So if you, for one, the Almighty Source does not have a religion, literally. So if you transcend your ego and you die physically, because you can't die physically, but when you're dead and you transcend into bliss, the Almighty won't ask you what religion were you, because it does not matter. Religions are man-made concepts. So therefore, if we are made in the image of Almighty God, then physically we are demonic programs. So we were made by archons. Not only that, the archons program these terrestrial beings. So because of that, they taught them how to program people into loving on their form of God, which is called Satan. Not only that, Satan don't even exist. So these beings pretended to be Satan to get us to believe their frequency, because they know our frequency is heavenly before it became a demonic program. So because of that, yes, they have you worship an entity outside of yourself. Excuse me. Because if you worship something outside of yourself, you can't find your higher self. So think about it. If you're praying to God, imagine God praying to himself or herself. Why are you praying to yourself when you have everything in front of you? Why are you praying when you can command this life for you? Imagine praying to consciousness saying, I pray that I'm gonna have a better life. Just go make a better life for yourself. Command it. You are God. Command this life for you. But religion teaches you to go outside of yourself, to go find God, to save yourself from God or from Satan. So, yeah. Like, if you believe in religion, bro, you are basically enslaved to Satan's ego. Because God does not have a religion. It doesn't. And they're all wrong in their own truth. The Quran warns us about Satan. The Bible does too. The Enuma Elish, the Atra Assis, Emerald Tablets, the Dead Sea Scrolls, bro, all these different ancient texts warn us about Satan. Consciousness, subconscious mind. Everything warns us about Satan. Literally. Sorry, I just hopped on. I heard you talking about the ice wall. What do you think they're hiding over there? I think they're hiding consciousness over there. Literally. So we're getting into that right now as well. But yeah, they're hiding consciousness over there. So back to the teaching. So these ice walls as well. So they were able to form these things around Atlantis. Not even that, but our whole dimension. So what's a great way? For example, right? Don't ask why I got this, but for example, this is our realm. This is our realm right here. So in this realm, there are watchers and I can't make this shit. There's movies about it. Go watch Nope again if you have not watched that. There are literally documents and documentaries and movies and video games showing us that these beings are watching us. So we have a dome. Think about a firmament that we live in. Now, from an observer perspective, if you transcend your mind and you go into the cloud, if you meditate and you look down at the simulation, you have to think beyond the ninth dimension to even understand what the fuck I'm saying. Because there's more than 999 billion dimensions that exist. So you have to actually go within your mind and actually see this shit for yourself, because you can't make this shit up. As you look down, there are actually beings simulating our consciousness and our realm. So think about all these ice walls that are happening. So these are our ice walls right here. Not only that, the ice walls are literally telling us that outside of these walls is more land, more consciousness, more fruition, more harvesting for different enslavements of egos, more natural resources, more life, more heaven, more bliss, more enlightenment. And the thing is, though, it gets so deep, I don't even know why, because I'm still in America. If I went to outside the ice walls, you would never hear from me again. So I can tell you anything I want, but it won't matter. By image, our minds are like the universe. Thank you. Literally, it is. And that's the only way that you can actually see this shit. So think about America, Canada, South America, Africa, Europe, China, North Korea, South Korea, Asia, Australia, think about all these things right here, Antarctica at the bottom, all these landmarks right here, all these continents, all these countries, all these states right here. Now, there are actual beings that are literally sitting there simulating our consciousness through their own enlightenment. So they're actually watching us daily. That's why you have an iPhone, an iPad, a computer, a TV, because they know who you are, but do you? So because we don't, they think for us. So not only that, they govern our subconscious mind. So because of that, we're living in a toy story. So we're in a toy box right now that we call a dimension. So plane it's our plane of existence. So that means that, when somebody asks me, is the earth flat, round, or hollow? It's all three. This realm, this dimension, this simulation we live in, for one, it's a simulation, it's a computer simulator. So for one, it has no form, but physically it's hollow, flat, and a sphere. Why? Because we live on hollow surface, because we have a universe underneath our feet. So you have beings underneath our grass, right? I'm going to give you a visual because we're visual creatures. So underneath our feet, we have different beings that are literally enslaved to their own enlightenment. Not only that, they're getting trafficked for money and profit and gain and adrenochrome and just different ways of thinking for them to stay alive. How do you think these beings stayed alive for so long? They need us. That's why they do this shit. That's why niggas go missing every day. Not only that, the sphere, firmament tells you about that. Not only that, flat, because when you look at land, is it curving? Is it flat? You feel me? So it's like, it's all of them at one. So therefore, our mother we're living inside of our mother right now. And we call it God. So our mom literally is all three in one. You feel me? And they know this shit. So because of that, they told ourselves since Atlantis days, like, they prophesized this shit. They said to themselves, we're going to enslave these indigenous people no matter wherever they go. It don't matter if they go to Egypt, America, Africa. It don't matter if they go to Ghana. It don't matter if they go to Mesopotamia, the Aztecs, the Mayans. It don't matter if they go to China, Europe. It don't matter if they go to Sweden, Switzerland. We are going to enslave these motherfuckers forever. Why? Because we cannot have them understanding who their higher self is. If they know their higher self, there is no need for the true image of God to be on hell or be in hell with us. We cannot have them leave us, because if they do leave us, who's going to give us entertainment? Think about that shit. This shit gets so deep. Think of Truman Show, greatest movie of all time to me, up with The Matrix, Interstellar, etc. The Truman Show is basically a depiction of, we are being watched so much. It's like, imagine you transcend the human experience. When you look at human beings, think about how we act. We do shit on social media for attention. Why? Because we lack it at home and within our friends and whatever the case may be. So even back then, these entities knew, like, much history for us was lost because our egos from Egypt, and it was passed along to Greeks than our current life. Do you think going vegan helps awaken your kundalini and helps us reach Christ consciousness? I'm gonna be honest. Veganism is a title. So you're not a vegan, but you practice being vegan. You get what I'm saying? So you're not a cannibal, but you practice being a cannibal. You practice cannibalism. You're not plant-based, but you practice eating plants based in your body. So going vegan can help you, but if it's meant for you to be awakened, you'll be awakened. Like, is it like, for example, I could eat salad for 5 days, but then Friday, I want to eat chicken wings and fries. I'ma still be enlightened, my nigga. Why? Because I can fast. I can go hit the sauna. I can go work out. I can take care of myself. So it doesn't matter what you eat or what you drink. It does, but it doesn't, because life is an experience. If you know how to detox your body, you'll always be awakened. So practicing being vegan can help you, but it's not realistic. Like, in this timeline we live in, it's not real for you to eat fruits and vegetables every day of your life. Like, you're not a hamster, you're not a gerbil, you're not a rabbit. You're not a rabbit, you're a programmed sentient being. You're a human, you're a homo sapien. So by that, what's crazy, you don't even have to eat. So practice fasting. If you practice fasting for 1 to 4 days, I promise on Almighty God, you'll be awakened on that 4th day. I promise you. Actually, 3 to 4 days, you'll be awakened. Gotta go back to work. I appreciate you answering my question. Will this be uploaded? Yeah, it will be uploaded. It will be uploaded for sure. Always will be uploaded. I appreciate that. No problem, Eddie. No problem. So let's get back into it, though. And thank y'all for the people who are asking valuable questions. And thank you for actually wanting to learn, because the truth does not mind being questioned, but lies get mad when they're challenged through questioning. Remember that. I appreciate you, man, for real. All credit goes to the Most High. I'm here to help you guys. I'm not here to combat any of your opinions because we all have opinions. Literally, I love all y'all's opinions, but no matter what, I'm neither right nor wrong. Always remember that. I am that I am. So once we lost that, right here, well, it's crazy. We're right down here for the teaching, so don't even worry about it. But when we lost our ego, it's because a lot of us were awakened even back then. Stay vigilant. Always. Same for you, brother. So when that happened, we lost our ego because many of us were awakened. So there were many different, and like we'll get deeper into this shit too. But when we lost our ego, it's because many of us were actually awakened in the Atlantis time period, when actually Atlantis was what it was. So if you watch the end of Aquaman 2, there's basically showing you also be say the elite, but trying to silence people too. Oh, Dante, I'm on live because they actually silenced me on TikTok. I went on TikTok for 19 minutes and they suspended me again. So yeah, you're right. I'm gonna always be safe for the elites. That's why if you see me looking around, yeah, you know what I'm looking for. Because just know this live ends early. You know why. But when we lost our ego, it's because many of our people sold us out. And that's ironic coming from sellouts. So our people who were indigenous even back then, history repeats itself. So there was always the Uncle Tom. There was always the Uncle Ruckus in our circle. And the thing is too, these Greek philosophers or these Greek, actually I'll say theologians or these atheists or these Satanists or these fallen angels, they knew what time it was. So they said to themselves, what's the best way to destroy a village? Let's go ahead and talk to the kings or the queens that run the village, and then we won't let the regular human beings, we won't let them worry about what's going on. We're going to talk to the heads of the villages or the councils or the colonies that we were living in. So, and that meant for the surface and underwater. So not only did these, I ain't gonna say white people because not all white people are bad, but these elite white people, not only did they just sit there and listen to us, because 3 L's, look, listen, learn. These watchers, they were looking into our enlightenment because they were so bored because they have no substance and they have no seasoning to their life. Not only that, they were listening to what the fuck we were saying. So before technology, we still had technology. So before we had an iPhone, we literally had iPhones. Not only that, they were learning because guess who taught them? We did, because we have empathy, we have big hearts. So that's what fucked us over. Not only that, the leaders of our colonies who were already enlightened, they were teaching these beings our ways. So our own people sold us out for technology and guns and magic and enlightenment and awakening and riches and fortune and fame and notoriety and power and ego trips. So once they did that, it was up. It was up from that day forward. Not only that, it was up before we even signed our soul contract, because this shit comes from Lucifer's enlightenment anyways. So we got to understand Lucifer. But that's a whole different lie for a different day, because that teaching right there, oh my God. But we had close architecture to Atlantis through the Aztec architect. So by that happening, we had large blocks and pyramids. And Aztec culture is the closest thing to what Atlanteans were building and how they were forming their civilization through their arts and through their crafts and through their sculptures. And the thing is too, well, these different crystals right here that I'm wearing right now, they don't help you, but they help you if you believe that they're helping you. I'm gonna say it again. Crystals don't help you, but they help you if you believe that they're actually helping you. Because crystals are what's their consciousness. So right now on my wrist, I'm literally wearing energy. So you see it as what it is for its true form, but I see it as energy, or I see it as the Almighty on my wrist. Just like the music industry, all those people sold their soul and sold us out to be programmed with all these bad frequencies. Exactly, Dante. Exactly. And what's crazy, guess who allowed this frequency to be placed in the music industry? That's why when people talk about these rap beats and shit like that, I don't give a fuck. Like, who cares, bro? It's all propaganda. It's all an agenda. It's all for these. The best way for these demons to stay relevant, they have to make up beef. Like, do you think these niggas are really beefing? Imagine beefing over hoes. Imagine being famous, you're beefing over one woman. Where you can get any woman you want. Like, come on, bro. Distractions, exactly. Distractions, bro. Like, think about it. We're teaching about enlightenment, and people are worried about what Drake and Quavo and Chris Brown are saying to each other. You're that worried about other niggas who don't care about your existence? Temple of Kenosis, Crete. Labyrinth legend of Minotaur idolized bulls. So even back then, don't have other idol worship. Don't have other idols before me. And we still were worshiping Minotaurs. What's the other word? I want to say centaur, but that might be wrong. But that half man, half bullshit that you see on different, like Hercules and shit like that. So you like seeing Hercules. We were doing the exact same thing, worshiping these bull figures. The same thing with the golden calf as well back in the day. We were telling our people, do not idolize these fallen prophets. Don't idolize these materialistic things. And we still did that because we were telling people, you are God. And niggas was like, God? Hell nah. This golden bull right here has saved me more than God ever did. And what's crazy, they're not wrong for saying that because God is a title placed upon your energy. So they're not wrong for saying that, but they're not right because that bull that you're worshiping is literally Satan in a bull form. So you're literally worshiping a sacrificial lamb as a sacrificial lamb. How does that make any sense? How are you going to worship a sacrifice as a sacrifice? Adopted some Greece architecture, but if you see the pillars, they aren't what you'll find in Greece. So a lot of these Greece philosophers or the Roman Empire, they took their ideas of these pillars from our Enlightenment. So if you go back to the Roman Empire, if you actually research that, look at their pillars, look at their figures, their horns on their heads. They stole that from our ideology and they made it their own. Not only that, they made it their own to please Lucifer or Satan. The pillars were red and black, and it was an initiation, which was from Atlantis. Once you follow the remains of the labyrinth, you can dig into the ground, and the large crystals will appear in every single turn, but buried in rocks. So once you were in Atlantis, and you were able to actually dig yourself into these different tunnels on enlightenment, you were able to go underground underneath our water. So I don't think that was English, my nigga. But as we were digging underneath our water, there were more lakes, more landmarks. So in SpongeBob, how was there Goon Lagoon under the ocean? How was there the ocean under the ocean? We were doing the exact same thing. So we were able to actually see different pillars and different formations of pyramids. So the Bermuda Triangle is literally a crystallized pyramid that is literally turning people's consciousness in a different realm. So when people talk about they go missing in the Bermuda Triangle, shit like that, they're not wrong for saying that. Not only that, there's different levels of enlightenment that swarm that area. So if you go to the Bermuda Triangle, you better journal and you better meditate that you do not get caught up in a different dimension. Because if that crystal gets activated, if that pyramid gets activated by that sun, once that vortex starts forming from that pyramid underneath your boat, your ship will fall into enlightenment, or it will descend again. So not only did you descend from heaven, which doesn't exist, but mentally it does. So not only did you descend again. So if you descend again underneath the ocean, you're done. There is no coming back from that shit, because for one, you'll be so deep under the ocean that these enlightenments will send your consciousness into a different dimension, and you will never come back from that shit. And people be like, he went missing. They ain't missing. They're just in a different enlightenment now. They're in a whole different spectrum of a reality. Literally. Please speak Hindi. Nigga, if you don't kiss my ass. How to end a friendship? Oh, I had it in this friendship because a friend of mine didn't like the fact I told him that we are gods. He called me a Satan worshiper because Satan also called himself a god. Motherfuckers out here are asleep. That's a great enlightenment too. And the thing is as well, be careful with that. So we actually are gods, but the thing is though, be careful by saying that, because you can get killed for saying shit like that. So that's why I say I am that I am, because go around just calling yourself God is what Satan would do. Literally, because we are actually demonic programs. So you gotta actually be careful with that. You are not wrong for calling yourself God, but don't go around flaunting it. People who know God know that you are God. Why? It's through your actions, through your intents, through your words, it's through your enlightenment, it's through your consciousness. So once you can do that, then you won't worry about what people are saying. So fuck a friend, because think about what's at the end of friend? End. So therefore, friendships will always end. That's why family is forever. That shit sounds like the Fast and the Furious. That shit was so cliche, that Fast and the Furious bullshit. But yes, people are always going to be asleep. So it's okay. Like, think about it. Like, think who's with me right now? Who's with me right now? Hello? You have Almighty God as your friend. So what is a friend? That's why you have family. People who relate at your frequency. Okay, open your... Why do y'all come in here with this, like... Y'all talking about opening your ass and like, what is wrong with y'all? And that's a problem too. A lot of y'all are not even low key. A lot of y'all are sus as fuck. And it's like, yeah, I ain't even finna get into that enlightenment. Anyways, so at each of our stations, they meditated and opened their mind through rituals which gave them cosmic downloads. So for example, Yahshua, so the Egyptian schools, I forgot what that was shit. Hold on, it's in my notes too, hold on. So I wrote that shit down. Cause Yahshua went to the Egyptian schools of teaching. Let me go and make sure of that. So I gotta make sure yeah, okay. The mysteries, whoa. I'm missing something. Where we at? I think the Egyptian School of Mysteries, is that what it's called? I'll make sure I get that title right, because I don't want to give y'all something wrong, you feel what I'm saying? So I think that's what it's called though, the Egyptian School of Mysteries. But Yahshua or Jesus went to these schools, and his mother, Mary, actually was so enlightened, she brought him to that enlightenment. So yeah, she brought him towards that enlightenment. Once that happened, these stations were the same thing that Yahshua went through as well. So he learned from the Atlantean, who was literally an Atlantean or a Venusian. So when it came to Venus, because think about the planet of existence. So you had the sun, the daughter, Mercury, planet of existence. So we were, what's the word for it? I'll say Mercurians. You can say Mercurians, I guess you could say that. So Mercurians, we had our life, we had our lifespan, boom, we lived our life. Then we had to migrate to Venus, so Venusians. So we were on Venus as well. So as we were living on Venus, we lived our life, etc. So before the volcanoes, the poisonous atmosphere, all that hot ass air that we were breathing in, we weren't breathing that shit in. We were like, our Venus was our Earth before Earth. So then once these beings came and found us on Venus, we had to move again to this simulation right now. And we're stuck in the simulation right now. So you got Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, Pluto, all those planes of existence. So these stations that we were in, we were able to sit there and think to ourselves, where can we go from here and how can we evolve? Because before we were even on Earth, we were always evolving as indigenous people. So this whole thing is just telling us that our history repeats ourselves. Our history repeats itself. So we have to make sure no matter what, if you are a carbonated being, you had to save yourself from your subconscious self. Even back then, we were trying so hard, and guess who brought us back to enslavement? Our own people. And you see it today. Our own people still will not wake the fuck up. And why is that? Because once you wake up, you truly understand the hell you've been living in. And that shit gets scary. It gets so scary, suicide can't even save your ass. Suicide cannot save you. If you commit suicide, guess what? What do you want to call him? What do you want to call her? Oh, I want to call her this title. I want to call him that title. Okay, can you give us a baby real quick? Take your ass into a room, give you all these different shots, give you a different social security number, a phone number. They give you a state of mind, they give you siblings, and they tell you how your life will be. When you go home to your mother and father, now all of a sudden, you are born into a stranger's world from strangers, raising a stranger. Welcome to the simulation. Greetings, guys and goddesses from Virginia. Oh, I made a video of what you said yesterday. How you doing, my brother or my sister? So when we die, we do come back. I always thought that. So for one, use discernment. So for one, when we die, we never die, fam. I'm almost crazy. I'm not trying to be an asshole, but we actually don't die. So for example, when it comes to death is so inevitable that we go through death every night. So when you go to bed, you have died, but you're still breathing. How's that possible? Not only that, when you wake up, that's a new breath of life. So when you wake up and you breathe, you just awaken from your slumber, from death. So therefore, when you actually die physically, it'll be the same thing that you went through on Earth. It's a dream. So death is a dream. So yes, you always come back to your dreams. Why? You are the dreamer, dreaming yourself in a multitude of different dreamers' perspectives through the dreamer that we call God. So you can never die, fam. Even when you die, you still alive. So technically you are immortal as a mortal being. So now, so through these stations, we had cosmic downloads. So because of that, we were able to Not only so, we knew how to swim, we knew how to walk underwater, we knew how to walk on water, and we knew how to, we knew how to reincarnate, we knew how to, we knew how to transcend space from our mind. So we knew how to actually travel to different multiverses. Come on, fam. If you have the hiccups, hold your breath and swallow 3 times. Pause. I experienced a download and seen a rotating geometric shape in the room. It was like I understood the universe. So you've seen a figure. There are other divine messengers that actually they form themselves in shapes to comprehend your enlightenment. So when you see those shapes, those are actually beings. Those are beings. Talk to them. They want to talk to you. I want to thank you again, God, for the energy you gave to me for understanding. Hey, my brother, my sister, you don't gotta thank me, man. All credit goes to the Most High, bro. I'm just doing my job. That's why I'm a messenger. Literally. I'm literally here to give you messages that don't come from me, but they come from who? That's why I tell you, I'm neither right nor wrong. So if I make you mad, you are enslaved to my ego. And you fell for the bait. Crazy. And what's crazy, I don't even fish. So, the destruction covered time. A master comet took an orbit that passed Earth's atmosphere twice. And when it passed twice, it rained debris from the comet, causing damage to our landmark. So basically, kind of like God is like an ocean. Everybody's a cup, and each cup has water from the same ocean. So basically, we are all want to experience the same thing, just in different perspectives. Yes, that's a beautiful perspective. What's crazy, you're actually correct. So yes, so basically, the Almighty is the ocean. So yes, the Almighty is the ocean. And what's crazy, we are literally all just a cup, a fraction, a percentage of what that ocean is. So we know so much about God that we know nothing, because Almighty God's a cliffhanger. So you will never know about God till you know about God, because you are that reflection. But the thing is, though, the Almighty is so divine, I can't even tell you, I can't even put into words what it feels like talking to the Almighty. Like, the thing is, it's so beautiful, you don't even talk. You don't talk. When you have a spiritual awakening, your talking exists within your mind. Once you find your higher self, once you actually find Almighty God, nobody in this dimension can tell you God does not exist. That's why I'm going to always go hard for Almighty God, because his and her name has been thrown in the dirt for so long. People have lost touch with our Creator. Literally. And do you know how sad that is to our Creator? Do you know how sad it is to actually know that your Creator is actually talking to you and you can't even hear it? Imagine every day our Creator is telling you, don't do this, don't do that. But you say, nah, I'm gonna do this anyway. It's like, why even try? You can't even hear God anyway. But Almighty God will never give up on you, ever. What you feel doesn't equate to the truth. I used to be on this woke spiritual stuff, and I took a step back and realized I was schizophrenic, not even hating. I ain't gonna lie, fam. I don't want to be an asshole, but if you're schizophrenic, that's on you, gang. I ain't gonna lie to you, but don't come in here projecting your ignorance, bro. Once again, I'm not spiritual. I'm not woke. I am awake to my slumber. Stop spreading spirituality to this chat. We are not spiritual, my nigga. We are literally awakened. There's a difference. I don't teach spirituality. I'm awake. I'm literally conscious of my unconsciousness. So if you're schizophrenic, that's your fault, my nigga. That's your bad. So go fix that problem. The fuck? Niggas talking about they be on this spiritual journey or this woke stuff. Nigga, who still says woke? You're even though it doesn't matter if you're woke or awake. You are still asleep, my nigga. Hell be wrong with y'all? The ringing in the ears, the gut feelings, etc. Exactly, Dante. You get it. You get it. So once this comment happened, for one, we prophesized that shit. So we were able to see into the future, and we said to ourselves, this comment is going to hit our landmark, because we brought that into fruition. So think about many terrestrial beings, because that's what we are, besides human beings, because we're not Homo sapiens, but I'll be lying to you by saying that. So we're having a human experience as holograms. See how you get mad so quick? What's crazy, it's not getting mad, it's passion. Know the difference, bro. I'm at peace. Don't get mad because you can't make me mad. And what's crazy, for me to get mad, I have to value your opinion. I don't value your opinion because it doesn't matter. Your opinion doesn't matter. What the hell? I still love you though, saying. So now, once that happened, we prophesized this comment to put its debris to damage our existence. Why? It was all divine timing. So we had to keep migrating. So we had to keep evolving. That's why these bullies keep on bullying us out of our enlightenment, because we couldn't stay underwater or on the surface forever. So once this happened, so that's why they said the dinosaurs died by this asteroid. No, my nigga, dinosaurs don't even exist. Birds are dinosaurs. So what is a dinosaur? You are a dinosaur. Reptilians, dinosaurs. Like Arcturians, dinosaurs. Like dinosaurs are everywhere. Leviathan, dinosaur. Squid, dinosaur. Titles placed upon reptilians, basically, or giant lizards, which is you. Now, once that happened, the remnants disturbed Earth, and it caused the North Atlantic and American regions problems for 2 decades every year. So imagine for 20 years, we were going through hell. For 20 years, we went through hell, and we allowed this shit because we didn't know about death at that point. Because we were so lost. Because don't forget, our people sold us out already. Once they sold us out, we didn't know who to believe anymore, because we had terrestrial beings teaching our leaders. And then once they taught our leaders ignorance, these leaders taught other leaders their ignorance. So once they did that, we thought to ourselves, damn, what the fuck we gonna do? What side do I believe in? So we lost touch with God once again. And this comet is why we can't see the impact. So, and it disturbed the ice shelves in the eastern seaboard with chunks causing tsunamis. So once that happened, we got another message for review. The God 420. Monkey emojis. Okay, cool. So once that happened, the tsunamis caused us to have to leave and migrate from this existence. Not only that, Agartha. Once we've seen how tall these tsunamis were and who caused them, because once a simulator is simulating tsunamis, it's like The Sims, right? Some things, once again, beings analytically calculated a tsunami for it to hit Atlantis, because they had to, it's like gentrifying these landmarks in different cities. So for Atlanta, if you drive through the like suburbs or like the different outskirts of the city, they are literally telling you, like, we're going to put in these different townhouses, these mansions, these homes. And what's crazy, we're not telling you to move out, but we're telling you to move the fuck out. So it doesn't matter. So it's like they're kicking you out of your own home. So they're sending you to the ghetto, basically. And the thing is, you have to be wealthy to even afford these landmarks. So they've been doing the same exact shit even before we had houses. So the main body hit the Atlantic Ocean in the floor. So once this comet hit the floor of our ocean, there was 300-foot high in cultures of North, Central, and South America, and it's obliterated the western seaboards in Europe and West Africa, and this was the beginning to the flood of Noah. So and what's crazy, once again, a rabbit hole. There's so many different indications, and you can say too, Inky no Lil. So there's different forms of how this shit was going on. There's different stories, different ideologies, who's right and who's wrong. Nobody. Once that happened, these floods are why Ziusudra, aka Noah, told himself, like, hey, this flood's gonna happen, and people didn't believe him till the rain came. So once that happened, there was already, once again, awakened beings. So even an awakened being named Ziusudra, or Noah, was telling people, hey, these beings are doing this shit to us. You have to get on this ark. Niggas was like, look at this hobo. Look at this homeless motherfucker. How you gonna tell me that the world gonna end? Nigga, I'm cool. Okay. So what did he do? He built that ark, or that spaceship, or that ship of enlightenment. So once he did that, and the flood came, people got obliterated from all seaboards. So Pangea had to get shifted by these beings. So guess what? Again, these terrestrial beings simulated our simulation by calculating the tsunami. So it said, from the watcher's perspective, once again, the realm, they are above the realm. So as they looking, they said to themselves, okay, let's put tsunamis right here, and we're gonna let it be this high, and then we're gonna split the seaboard, we're gonna split the landmass, and we're gonna have North America, South America over here, so that we can control them for eons above eons. After that, we'll have Mexico down here, we'll have Canada up here, and then we'll go ahead and descend Atlantis, because if we let Atlantis ascend, then people will begin to find out their higher self in their history, because it's been lost. So we'll go ahead and descend Atlantis. So after that, our people stayed. So the people who actually stayed and who were actually water breathers, they weren't affected by them getting killed, because they went into Agartha. So as I'm going to Agartha, they were hiding from warfare. Get the fuck away from me. So they were hiding from this enlightenment. After they did that, you got Europe, Asia, Africa, different landmarks on this side. So Antarctica and the continents and the landmarks above ourselves as well. So once they did that, they said to themselves, let's have the news coming to fruition. The North, the East, the South, and the West. And we're going to enslave them on all 4 corridors of this enlightenment. Not only that, they can't lead this enlightenment. They can't lead their own Toy Story because they are a bunch of toys having their own story. Not only that, we're going to lead them in this toy box, and then we'll tell them that, oh yeah, we got different types of enlightenment, different types of ways of living, but they won't know outside of their own walls. So basically, our ego is so enslaved. We believe that we live in America. We believe that America is not Babylon. We believe that the Roman Empire has not fallen when it's still risen. And we give it power every single day. So we gave these beings power to enslave our dominion every single day. So if you drink water, you are enslaved. If you eat food, you are enslaved. They came up with commandments to enslave us again because they said to themselves, thou shalt not kill. But yet and still, we drink water, we eat food. Do we go to hell for that? How can you go to hell when you're already in it? Mentally. That's how fucked up our subconscious mind is, my nigga. And it's so sad you can't even cry no more. Because nobody realizes this shit besides the majority of people who are actually watching this shit. That's why billions of people are born every day. Why? Because they don't know their own enlightenment. Again, I'm gonna keep saying that because when it comes to enlightenment, you have to understand, once you go down that rabbit hole, you will never ever go back to what you used to know. You can't go back. You can't. I hear divine being talking. Y'all hear a little kid? Sounds like heaven to me. Is it about to rain? You can't stop the rain. Anyways, so now Atlanteans fled to protect their civilization to South America, Africa, Europe, and they brought knowledge into Egypt for the beginning of life. Literally. So once Egypt happened, that's when Thoth the Atlantean came into fruition, and then that's when all these stories about Jesus and Yahshua, all that shit happened. We were enslaved, all that. Yes, because these terrestrial beings were teaching us who we were before we actually got obliterated. So when I mean obliterated, the comet never existed, right? So as I said, a comet, contradict everything, question everything. Was that rain or was that water from the, fuck it. So once that happened, we had to think to ourselves that we brought our own fruition, our own enlightenment, our own heavenly beings to Egypt. So we were, same thing, farming, purifying our water, growing. We were doing our own teachings within ourselves. So we were meditating. We were one with nature. We were always grounding. We were aligning our chakras. So we kept repeating the same exact cycle. But once again, guess who walked into our village? They ain't look like us. They ain't look like us. But the thing is, though, energy never lies. So when it came to our land, we see them for who they were, but we couldn't comprehend them because they said, oh, hey, how are you doing? You know, we're just here from a different land and we love to hear about your life. Can we, can we stay and learn, look and listen? And we said, why not? Go ahead. We got you. So what did they do? They looked, they seen our men and our women. They said, okay, if we can mate with them, if we can procreate with them, if we can rape them, molest them, oh yeah, we can create what? Hybrids, because these people were not people, these were beings. So these beings taught our leaders to make hybrids for their army. So the next one, it was so massive to the point that it still shines in the atmosphere today. So if you look up in the sky, you're still going to see the remnants of that comet that obliterated our consciousness. And so there's a reminder of those days in the memory of that comet and why there are bad omens. So people think that comets are bad omens, but that's ironic coming from a bad omen, right? So contradict everything, question everything. And the concept of beings putting forms of dragons. So even with dragons were still alive even back then. And the thing is too, when people hear about dragons, they be like, for example, Komodo dragons, they'll be like, dragons don't exist. Game of Thrones. I don't even watch the Game of Thrones, but it's a mockery. They're telling you that even with the Viking time period, we were literally enslaving dragons. So those were our cars. UAPs, UFOs, those were our cars. Merkabas, those were our cars. Flying, levitating, that was our way of living and driving in the simulation. So before a car, you were driving yourself in different cars that weren't called cars. So these myths stemmed in ages and it shifted our climate and raised the ocean levels, and it submerged Atlantis and it still exists. So once the climate started happening, climate change. So once that happened, they were able to genetically modify our weather. So this rain, it was always raining. Once that happened and a tsunami is forming again, They were lifting our sea level. So because of that, Atlantis was literally sitting there submerged on water as land. Once it had to descend from that enlightenment, that's when they told themselves, let's keep on having this water. And the ice shells as well, as it kept melting from the sun per se. No, because the sun is still out right now and the ice shells are still there standing on its own 2 feet. So what they did was they made sure to create their different ice capsules to make sure that these ice capsules can melt so that the water can rise itself to submerge Atlantis beyond itself. So if we knew that Atlantis exists right now, we would think to ourselves, so where do we come from? Why would they want you to know your history when they created it? Copper, gold, silver, and crystals gave power to empires and gave vibrations to outposts in and out the plane of existence. Let's keep on going. Lighter than air and floating and learning astronomy and math, and earth and time was split with ancient ways. So time never existed to us. We created that shit. But then guess who created time for us again? Because they thought we were so ignorant that they taught us their time limit. So the thing is, though, we're so infinite, we made our time valuable. So the thing is, we didn't have to wait 5 years to buy a house. I command a house. I want it right now. And what do you think came right now in that time period? I want a family. I want to have 10 wives. What do you think happened? You had that exact fruition. I want to have a bunch of farmland with a bunch of fruitful fruits and vegetables and bread and wheat, or whatever you want to call that shit. I want to have the greatest harvest season ever. Ask and you shall receive. Command it, God. And guess what happened? It happened. But now we lost our ways. So people are so instantly gratified that they can't relate to delayed gratification. Not knowing delayed gratification is the most purest form of divinity. Crazy, man. Fear and corruption of power. Light versus dark. So once that happened, this is where fear, because if you can get people to fear you, you can get people to do anything you want. So God versus Satan, basically. Split in Atlantis. So recycle of Atlantean times. They experienced their end, literally. So as that happened, and the thing is too, once again, information rabbit holes. So we are not just one being. So for example, look at that grass. That's you and I. The trees, that's you and I. We were literally everywhere and nowhere. So even though we were Atlanteans, we were still in America, Canada, South America, Egypt, Asia, China, Antarctica. We were everywhere. Even outside of our ice walls, we were all over the place, literally. But we forgot about that for a reason. Because if you were born divine, if you were born knowing everything, which you do, but physically, if you were born knowing what you know in your past, then there's no need for you to even be alive, because why? You know everything. So if you know everything, what's the point of you living? If you know your death, why live? If you know that you're going to be successful, why even practice success? Why even put in action when you know what's going to happen? That's why our Creator dumbed us down, so that we can actually be thankful for our experience, because that's how dumb we are. No offense to our subconscious mind. We migrated into the world away from Atlantis, because after that we had to start living our life. So once our destruction happened, once our colonies were lost, our civilizations were lost, we had to create colonies within ourselves. So we were in Egypt, we were all over the place, we were making our own families, we had to start over again. And once that happened, we were put under the Sphinx, the libraries, Thoth. These beings knew, and they left in ships, and then they perished. And some couldn't leave, but they knew that there would be a future for them in our present moment right now. Let me keep on going too. So we went through reincarnation cycles as well, because right now, think about this shit as well. For the reincarnation cycle, we knew that we were going to be 1 year old, 2 years old, 3 years old. So that's why birthdays. If you celebrate your birthday, you are basically celebrating yourself being old of age. Like, you're basically celebrating your death. So if you celebrate your birthday, you're basically under witchcraft. You're being manipulated by your subconscious mind. You cannot age as energy. You're an infinite being. How can you put an age on infinity? Like, think about that. Somebody says, how old are you? I'm 15. How? Act your age. How do you act a number? How do you act like a number? How does a number have feelings? How does a number have comprehension? Who came up with that shit? Atlantis will rise again, and it will. And the thing is too, I think that when Atlantis will rise, I don't think we're gonna even be alive for that time period, bro, because once again, we're still distracted by celebrities, man. We still work a 9-to-5 job. We still pay taxes. We pay for water. We pay to survive. So I don't even know if Atlantis is ever gonna rise. That may happen in like the year 3,000, 4,000, 5,000. Like, man, that shit, I still don't even believe that shit. Because we can't even get through the foundation. We can't even get to the fundamentals. We can't even get our footwork right. We can't even get our pivot foot right because we always traveling. Basketball terminology. So in Americas, one day, so South and North America, we interacted with sea creatures and we swam into deeper pools, mixing with land and food. So we were also eating fish as well, which is why some people like seafood. So if you go to Miami, from my family, they love seafood. And it's like seafood's overrated, but from Atlanteans, it makes sense. Like you didn't have McDonald's, you didn't have burgers, you didn't have French fries, you didn't have chicken nuggets, you didn't have those shit you didn't have a grill to cook up nothing. You had to actually go fetch your food to feed your family. So think about it, as the man in the family, back in those time periods, watch Black Panther again. Number 2, when we were down there finding our own food, think about your wife and your kids back at home underwater. If you did not go find food for your family, they would die. So you had to wake up every day and say, I'll be back, honey. So you, as a man, you and the other Atlanteans or indigenous people, y'all would go and find food for your family. So that's how you bonded. That's how you became divine one together. And that's how we spread our different logic. Because as men, we are logical creatures. Literally, like we don't feel shit, but we feel shit. Pause. So we had a connection to nature. So all the plants, all the animals, all the water, just everything in life was literally speaking to us and we could speak back to them. So Aquaman, again, when you see him talking to the beings using telepathy, what do you think we were doing, fam? What do you think we were doing? We were actually talking to these beings with our mind. We didn't have to use our words because English wasn't even a thing. We weren't even speaking English back then. So how were we talking? The heart of Atlantis comes from our soul and spirit. And it can reconnect to lands and back from Lumeria near Southeast Asia. Cross land bridges of the north into the oceans of the south to arrive into Americas. Migration to create civilizations which will awaken again. The 6th hybrid race and an extraterrestrial race of people. And that's the end for those notes right there. So if you're not taking notes, you will be lost. Now, I ain't done. Oh, you thought I was done? No. No. We're not done yet, family. We're not done yet. All right. Let's see what we got here. Let me see. All right. So, now when it comes to Lumeria, let me make sure. All right. So, here are different concepts that came from the Lumerians' perspective or enlightenment. Number 1, Akashic Records Library. So, Lumeria is believed to have, and it actually does, it housed the vast majority of different ancient wisdoms and knowledge that came from our Akashic Records Library. So, before we actually had it spiritually, there was actually a library that you could walk to that had information about every etheric realm and fruition known to man, known to Lumerian kind. So I ain't gonna say mankind because we weren't mankind, but we knew about everything. So before we had it spiritually, we were actually reading it. So you didn't have to go, you didn't have to meditate. You could walk, go to a station, go to a different corridor, open the doors up. I want to go to the library. So be it. Boom. You had a multitude of libraries everywhere. You could learn about dimensions in the 50D, dimensions in the 999D, the 888D, the 432D. Like there are so many dimensions out there. You could literally see it and read it and know it within 5 to 10 minutes. Not even that, hours, days. You had so much knowledge back then, they had to kill you. They had to. And this ethereal archive contains the collective consciousness of humanity and it serves a source of divine guidance and enlightenment. Number 2, etheric healing chambers. So within Lumerian mythology or ideologies, these are whispers of etheric healing chambers, sacred spaces infused with crystalline energies and divine light. You already got that in the homework, family. So these chambers are said to facilitate profound healing on all levels of the being, restoring balance and vitality to the body, mind, and spirit. Literally. So we were able to heal ourselves through our mind, body, and spirit. We didn't have to go to a psychiatrist. We didn't have to go to a masseuse. a massage. We didn't have to go to massage parlor. We didn't have to go to none of that. We were literally doing whatever we wanted back then, and we can do it right now. Number 3, soul connection crystals. Lumerian legend speaks of soul connection crystals, rare gems embedded with the essence of divine love and unity consciousness. These crystals are believed to facilitate soulmate connections and deep spiritual communion, transcending time and space. This shit is so much like just, hey, look, we gotta keep on going. Cause man, this shit right here is just so crazy. Cause it's like, if you have crystals on your body, you are able to connect with your ancestors. So when people keep saying ancestors, Lumerians, Egyptians, Atlanteans, heavenly beings, divine messengers, all these different enlightenments come from you. They come from you. So if you're wearing your crystals, you're knowing about yourself through a crystalline form. And what's crazy, you actually are a crystal. Look at your skin. Go out into the sun, look at your skin glowing. You are a crystalline being. Number 4, celestial harmonic resonators. It is actually said that Lumerians possess celestial harmonic resonators, and they have sacred instruments that are tuned to the frequencies of the cosmos. So through these harmonic frequencies, these instruments could invoke divine blissfulness, harmonizing energetic imbalances and attune individuals to higher states of consciousness. Number 5, elemental guardians. In Lumerian egos, they tell us that elemental guardians, spiritual beings entrusted with the leadership of the natural world. So these benevolent guardians work in harmony with humanity to maintain ecological balance, protect sacred sites, and foster a deep connection between humans and nature. So before these beings even came to our land or our fruition, we were being guarded by guardians. So guardians of the what? Galaxy. Marvel is literally ahead of its time. So if you watch Marvel, everything I'm saying is common sense, bro. Like, Marvel been talked about that shit, but people just say, I like that movie. It's about you, bro. You are the Avenger. You are the Guardians of the Galaxy. You are. You are. Number 6, quantum temporal portals, Stargate portals. Within the fabric of Lumerian spirituality or spiritual sense or awakening, this lies the concept of quantum temporal portals, interdimensional gateways or highways. So before a highway, you were literally traveling through highways within your own mind. So your mind was actually going through different quantum realms and traveling to different highways of different planes of existence. So for example, you can actually go to Uranus and actually be one with the Uranians. So through these gateways, we were able to transcend the constraints of linear time. So time could not constrain our ego. These portals are set to facilitate soul journeys and astral travel, and we were able to access the alternate realities, offering seekers and glimpses into the vast majority of our multiverse. Number 7, cosmic harmony. Whoa, slow down, fam, slow down. Number 7, shut that shit up. Cosmic harmonization grids. Lumerian wisdom speaks of cosmic grids, sacred geometric illusions that can span beyond the cosmos. And this was able to weave itself together from the threads of existence into a symphony of divine harmony. When we did this, we aligned ourselves with these cosmic grids, and then these individuals can attune themselves to the cosmic rhythm and procreate with a universal flow of creation, literally. So once we had these grids, so for example, this whole landmark I'm on is on a grid. So a being actually made this grid what it was. So like that bird right there is on a grid. If you are on a plane, if you fly through a plane and you look down, something made that grid. Same exact thing underwater. We were able to actually be within these grids. So these grids were able to shoot us into different enlightenments. Okay, let me see. We got, what else we got? Okay, so now a new teaching. So we're off of Lumeria and Atlantis. So now another teaching as well. How much? I don't want to check the fucking percentage of the phone, but this battery about to die soon, so let's go and get to this shit. So we got 10 ways to protect yourself from negative energies. Number 1. Should I do that? Nah, I'm gonna make that a video. I'm gonna hold it. I'm gonna hold up on that. Cause I'm gonna hold up. Actually, no, fuck that. Let's get right into that shit. Divine shielding. You have to visualize yourself surrounding yourself with a protective shield of divine light. And it can't be penetrated from negative energies. Number 2, spiritual armor. You have to invoke your, and what's crazy, divine shielding and spiritual armor are both the same exact thing, but the frequency is different within the frequency within yourself. So you have to invoke spiritual armor, like the armor of Almighty God. And once you have that and you embody it, you can fortify yourself against any spiritual attack. So no matter who's trying to attack you, they can't attack you. All you'll be doing is throwing their projection back to them. So if somebody tries to troll you, they can't troll a troll. So it's like they're literally just projecting their ignorance onto you. So you throw it right back to them because you have the armor of Almighty God. A demon can't penetrate your armor. Number 3, grounding. Stay grounded. When you're grounded, you're connecting with the earth's energy, and this can help dispel negativity and restore balance. Number 4, cleansing rituals. Perform regular cleansing rituals like smudging with sage, meditation, prayer, grounding, spiritual baths, sun gazing, sauna, exercise, nature walks, running, bicycle, playing a sport, all of that, like going within yourself. So once you do that, you are able to purify the energy of your auric field in your space. Number 5, sacred objects. And I have 10 of these different ones, so don't even worry, you're good. So sacred objects. You have to learn about ancient texts and holy scriptures. And, whoa, what the fuck? Did I just skip something? I'm tripping. So you have to carry or wear sacred objects like crystals or talisman. These can resonate with your protective energies. So 1 through 10 are the sacred objects. So the Aegis of light. When you have the Aegis of light, you can have a radiant shield of divine light embedded with the sacred energy to repel darkness and banish malevolent forces. Number 2, blessed sigils. S-I-G-I-L-S. When you have this, you utilize symbols and sacred geometry. So if you see geometry, you're literally seeing beings in a geometric shape that they form themselves in. Once you do that, you are charged with divine power to create potent wars against demonic influences. Number 3, empowered crystals. When you harness the innate energy of the spiritually attuned crystals, like black obsidian, clear quartz, this can amplify your aura and create a protective barrier. Number 4, sacred scrolls. When you see the different scriptures and texts, you can contain potent divine revelations that dispel darkness and invoke angelic protection. So if you obtain sacred scrolls, you are able to transcend a demonic influence or demonic influences. Number 5, divine elixirs. When you have elixirs infused with sacred herbs and blissful waters, these potent concoctions can purify the spirit and fortify the soul against spiritual adversaries. So if you mix yourself a divine elixir, you can drink that and your aura will reveal itself to everybody that you come across. So as you go, like for example, if you drink an elixir that you mix with the spiritual herbs or whatever, if you go out into nature or you go out to the mall or whatever, people will stare at you and say, it's something about you. Exactly. You can't comprehend your own comprehension. Number 6, anointed relics. When you discover relics of spiritual significance, you'll be blessed by holy rites and anointed with sacred oils. So radiating divine energy to ward off evil entities. So you can have anointing oil. You can have any oil you want. So once you have that oil though, you can be anointed beyond your own comprehension. Number 7, celestial sigils. Inscribe celestial symbols and divine sigils upon your mind can be sacred talisman. And this can invoke the power of the heavens to shield against infernal forces, because these forces within you are trying to attack you, or they're trying to get you to persuade yourself to not believe your higher self. So once you have a celestial sigil, then you'll have a celestial way of thinking so that you'll embody celestial enlightenment. Number 8, prismatic mandalas. I'm gonna say it again. Prismatic mandalas. When you create an intricate mandala infused with vibrant hues, so green, red, blue, teal, orange, yellow, whatever the case may be, right? Vibrant hues and spiritual intent. This can serve as portals of divine protection and transcendent illumination. Number 9, sacred flames. When you kindle a sacred flame fueled by devotion and reverence, this can burn brightly to dispel shadows and illuminate the path of spiritual enlightenment. Number 10, astral sanctum. I'm gonna say it again, astral sanctum. Establish an astral sanctum within the realms of consciousness, and then when you have this bestowed upon you, you will have spiritual purity and divine presence that repels all forms of malevolence or malevolent beings. Let me see. Okay, so now, number 6, because that was just 10 of that sacred objects for number 5. Number 6, invoke divine guidance. When you call upon your guardian angels, your spirit guides, or your higher self for guidance and protection. So when you do that, you have to actually call upon your higher self. When you do that, your spiritual guides will protect you. So for example, in my perception, I have divine guardians guarding me right now. So they're my eyes, peripheral, ahead, behind me, so I can see all around me. Because you can't be oblivious. Even though I'm teaching you, I'm still conscious. So if I gotta whoop a nigga ass on live, so be it. Number 7, affirmations. When you affirm positive statements of protection and empowerment, you can reinforce your spiritual resilience. Speak positive towards yourself. I love myself. I am handsome. I am beautiful. I am pure. I am holy. I am righteous. I am successful. I am a multimillionaire. I am making $500K a month. I am thankful to make $500K a week. I am thankful to get my mom that house. You have to believe your affirmations and don't just say them. Like, believe them as you say it. Not only that, mirror work. I'm gonna have a live about that as well. But mirror work, let's go and dumb it down real quick. Mirror work, when you look into the mirror and you actually say these affirmations to yourself. So you have to look yourself eye to eye and say to your subconscious mind every single day, I am this, I am that, I am this, I am that. When you do that every single day, what will your subconscious mind project to your conscious mind? If you do that every single day, what will your subconscious mind project to your conscious mind? Come on, fam. Come on, man. Come on, bro. The subconscious mind is literally magic. It's magic. 8, intuition. Trust your intuition to discern and avoid situations or people that drain your energy or harbor negativity. Number 9, spiritual practices. Engage in spiritual practices like prayer, meditation, or energy healing to strengthen your spiritual defenses. So another spiritual practice, grounding. There'll be times when I'm not teaching, but I'll be outside just embracing heaven because nature is heaven to me. So when you do that, if you give yourself to nature, who do you think will protect you? When you walk out into nature. Number 10, surround yourself with positivity. Surround yourself with positive influences, supportive people, and uplifting environments to maintain spiritual well-being. Literally. I ain't gonna lie, if you ain't learned one new thing, I have failed you. I have failed you. I have failed you. Okay. So I had the 10 ways to discern demons using Satan/Jesus to pray over you. But I'm gonna make that a video separately because this live is like damn near an hour and 20 or 30 something minutes. So yeah, I don't wanna overflood your consciousness because it's like I gotta make sure, you know, we do things that kiss. Keep it simple, stupid. Literally. So yeah. So be ready for this new teaching. It's called 10 Ways to Discern Demons using Satan/Jesus to pray over you. So if somebody says, I'm going to pray for you in the name of Jesus, don't accept that prayer. Why? Why is Satan praying for God? Why would Satan pray for God? I don't need your prayer. We don't pray over things. We literally embody it. We meditate over that. So if you're praying, you're literally praying to Satan. But we don't got to go deep into that either. So if you enjoyed this teaching, thank you for tuning in. Just know, I am ignorant, so contradict everything I say, question everything I say. I'm neither right nor wrong. And if you learn something new, just know you will learn something new every single day when you follow this or subscribe to this channel or this live. So I appreciate y'all for watching. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for being yourself. And to all the people who had questions, thank you for asking those questions because no matter what, I will always do my best to answer your questions because I don't know anything, but I'm lying to you by saying that. So we have any concluding questions, the floor is yours. If not, I'll end this live and then this will be uploaded onto YouTube. So yeah. No, it's up to you guys. You got free range to ask whatever you want. Because I don't mind. I don't mind doing overtime. Always remember that. So yeah, it's up to you guys. And don't be shy. Literally, don't be shy. Don't be shy at all. So, nobody has questions? Shit. I'm going to give y'all a minute. If nobody got questions within a minute, fuck it. Fuck it, right? Because Because when that minute go up, do not say, wait, I got a question. Nope, too late. I gave you a minute and you still ain't answered the question. So we got a minute. If you ain't got no questions, so be it. But as we do that, just enjoy peace and bliss. 20% low battery. Don't worry, iPhone. This teaching finna be done soon. But just enjoy 40 minutes of bliss if we had no questions in. Just embrace nature. Think about everything that you were taught today. Meditate on it. Bask in it. Digest it. Once you do that, that will take you a step further than what people have learned today. Because think about it. We learned so much within an hour that the average human being, the average man and woman would never notice shit. They would never notice shit until they came to this page. I kid you not. And what's crazy, the things I taught you, I didn't even fucking know. So I did my homework. Can't make this stuff up, bro. Knowledge is powerful. Literally. Got 5 seconds. So yeah, that is class. No questions, so be it. I appreciate y'all. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for tuning in. The links to my socials are in my bio as well. And you guys can follow me, Divine Messenger 777 on Instagram, YouTube, all that. But we are posting all the time on YouTube as well. So these teachings will be on the page or the channel. So don't think that you're missing out on anything, because you're not. And always remember, stay heavenly, stay enlightened. No matter how much you think you know, you don't know anything till you know everything. And even if you know everything, you still know nothing. Humble yourself. Even though you are the image of Almighty God, you are still Satan trying to be God. I love you. Have a great day, God and Satan.